let's demystify the networking for the introvert and give you a little bit more confidence so you can crush that next networking event. Step 1, be prepared. Proper planning prevents poor performance. We've all talked about it before, and if you haven't already, you should go check out the series on how to turn your network into net worth. We give you the 5 strategies and we go deep dive into each of them. I think preparation is an often undervalued part of networking. People often think networking is just showing up at an event, filling out a ticket, making a connection and going home. Maybe even that spray and pray we've talked about where they're just throwing thousands of business cards out there, but not making any real connections. I'm not about that life. Hashtag no thank you. I'm about making those valuable connections, building those relationships, and it's a lot easier, especially if you're an introvert, to have that confidence going into a networking event if you've prepared beforehand. So how are you going to prepare? Well, if you have the pocket guide, we actually walk you through those steps that you can review. But just to summarize, you want to identify that target market. You want to go to events geared toward that target market or that target market's target market. You're going to set a realistic goal. And I think this is especially important for introverts because I think a lot of times we get overwhelmed, and I say we loosely, so obviously I'm not a 100% introvert. I actually consider myself an ambivert. And I know that might be not what you're seeing here. This is all very extroverted, but it's true. I too get nervous before going to events, before speaking in front of a judge, before going on stage, or even doing these YouTube videos. I am extremely nervous, but something that gives me that confidence is knowing that I planned ahead. I really prepared for what I'm about to do, and I know I'm gonna crush it because of that preparation. One of these things and these strategies that's gonna make you feel a lot more confident is thinking, listen, I know I'm going to this networking event. I don't need to make 100 connections. Really, I should be thinking about those top 3 connections I'm gonna build relationships with. This is a lot more of an attainable goal, and it's gonna make you feel so great when you achieve it that you'll keep doing it. But you can't do that unless you're prepared and you set those goals beforehand. Tip 2, be genuine, be you. Honestly, I know we talk a lot about how you don't wanna be fake. We also talk about smiling, being inviting. A lot of people might think by doing that, they're being fake. I'm here to tell you that that's not being fake. Putting on a smile, projecting confidence, those are all parts of your personality. It's just that you might not be used to letting them shine in a group environment. Maybe you usually shine one-on-one with your close friends or family. Well, we want that part of your facet of your diamond to really shine through at every event. And it's so important that you remember that what sets your business apart is you. Your uniqueness is what makes your product or service valuable and different from the next person's. Authenticity in this portion is key because you don't want to come off as the faker or the taker. Maybe they won't know it up front, but over time it will come out if you're not being genuine or you're not willing to add value to other people's lives. And then you're gonna get a reputation in the community and no one's gonna wanna build a relationship with a faker or a taker. I just heard an example from someone else in the community about how they went to an industry event and that person asked for something immediately up front before they even started connecting. Take. My friend was immediately turned off to that person, really felt like they were just there to take and to be very, very self-centered and selfish. And that doesn't feel like someone you want to build a relationship with. Maybe over time, my friend could have connected that person with someone that knew the person they were looking for, but their mentality was off. They weren't being genuine and authentic. They were being that faker and that taker. Don't be the faker and taker. Be the giver. Be the person going into an event thinking, I'm gonna let my confidence shine. I'm gonna connect with as many people as possible, and I wanna add value to everyone's lives. So keeping this positive mental attitude, being genuine, planning ahead of time, it's all about building up your confidence, right? Because you wanna have that confidence going into an event, not thinking, getting in your own head, who am I gonna meet? Maybe they're not gonna like me. What am I gonna do? Blah, blah, blah. All these things are gonna get in the way of actually building a meaningful connection with someone. And one of the best ways to prevent getting in your own way is at first to choose events that align with your passions. That's tip number 3. If you're new to the networking scene or you need a little bit more help coming out of your shell and feeling that confidence that comes with feeling very comfortable in your own skin in front of other people, the easiest way is to go to events geared towards your passions and interests, because naturally your confidence, your happiness is going to shine through when you talk about a subject you really love. That's part of being genuine, and it's so much easier to be genuine and authentic surrounded by other people that are interested in the same thing. It sounds so simple, but I don't know if people have really made that connection before, and I'm here to tell you it really does help. So for instance, I really love women empowerment. I'm very interested in it. When I go to events geared around women empowerment, I'm gonna know a lot more of the people and the authors they're talking about. I'm gonna be there sharing a passion for women entrepreneurs and how to help them grow their businesses, because that's what I'm passionate about. That's my why for what I do. And I think it naturally comes through. I don't have to fake an interest in it. And in fact, I wouldn't go to an event where I did have to fake an interest in it, because I know I probably wouldn't make those genuine connections, and I think people would know, she's coming off a little bit odd, or a little bit quiet. And I think it's something so simple, but a lot of people don't make that connection between their interests and passions and networking. They think networking is something that's like a job that has to be done. I'm here to tell you that you haven't been networking the right way. You can go to these events that really have your passions and interests at heart. If you love animals, go to more zoological events or charity events geared around animals and nature. If you really love business and you want to learn more about the tech industry and you're really into video games and tech, there are tons of events geared just toward you. There's groups you can join and go and just start meeting people and building up your confidence. You can also go to other events like paddleboarding, kayaking, I love volleyball events. There's also a lot of karaoke events or other activities that really take the pressure off of networking and more on just socially having fun and doing something that you love. So your passion and your genuineness and your confidence is gonna shine through. Number 4 is to choose smaller, more intimate settings if you're just getting into the networking scene or you need to get more comfortable. It's going to be a lot less intimidating for you to sit at a table with 10 people than it is to go to an event with hundreds or thousands of people. That can be a little overwhelming, and you're less likely to actually show up if you're feeling overwhelmed in that moment, right? We're getting in our own heads. We want to do everything to prevent getting in our own way. One thing is to remind you, it's just a dinner. You're just eating delicious food with a group of people that are potential friends. It's not really you needing to connect and engage and be on the whole time because you have food. People will be eating and drinking and discussing. You're able to take turns going around. A lot less pressure on you and a lot more delicious overall. And tip 5 is the follow-up. Following up is going to be a lot easier for you if you went through these other steps, you made that genuine connection. And if you keep in mind, this is someone that wants to connect with you. And I know a one-to-one might seem sort of intimidating for you if you didn't really get to know that person a lot. But just remember, once you've made the decision to follow up with them at the event, you've already set the date, you've already made yourself accountable, the next biggest hurdle is actually just starting the conversation at that one-to-one. When you show up, because you're going to show up because I believe in you, you're amazing, you're just going to start the conversation. Remember, the reason that that person said yes is because they liked you, they wanted to build that relationship, and they really thought that you were someone they should connect with. Just keep that in mind. Everyone at the table, everyone you're going to meet and connect with, if they say yes to a one-to-one, it's because they liked you. Keep that confidence, keep that mindset, keep that PMA in mind when you show up to the one-to-one and just start the conversation. It can be as simple as, man, that was such a great networking event. Have you been to any other ones lately you really liked? Or, oh, I really loved our conversation about chocolate chip cookies. And here, I actually brought my favorite chocolate chip cookie for you to try. Those are fun things. And maybe in between, if you set your one-to-one out maybe a couple weeks, because I know we have a lot of busy schedules, in between you could have sent them another event that they were interested in. Like, hey, I know we talked a lot about saving the dolphins. Here's another event I thought you might be interested in. Can't wait for our one-to-one in 2 weeks. You're nurturing that relationship in a less stressful way, and it's gonna make it a lot easier to have an organic conversation when you do show up for that one-to-one. And that's it. That's all 5 tips. Just kidding. Bonus tip. Woo! Yes. This one's on me. We'll call it bonus tip 0 because it's gonna make you the hero of networking. It's to remind you that if you're here, if you've listened to me this whole time, it's because you truly have a desire to be a better networker, a desire to go out there and make connections. And that's what's gonna set you apart from everyone else out there. You might not have what you think are the same gifts as everyone else or the same motivations as everyone else when it comes to building their business, but I guarantee you, if you keep this desire, it's going to be your driving force that's going to allow you to make those connections. And just keep in mind, you're gonna mess up. We all mess up, that's part of life. You're gonna make mistakes, but practice makes perfect. And the more you practice going outside your comfort zone and breaking your own barriers and boundaries, the more that you make the uncomfortable comfortable, the more confidence you're going to get over time. I promise you that confidence is there, it's in you, and use that desire to propel you forward and through those mistakes. Don't let them get you down because it just means you're practicing, and practice makes perfect. And you too can be a networking maverick because I know you have that desire and that drive, and I believe in you. And that's why we're here, to lift you up and make you the best maverick you can be. And that's the real last step, the end of the video. Thank you so much for being here with us today and being a part of this Networking Maverick community. The challenge for this week, go outside your comfort zone, push those boundaries, and below comment what you did to push yourself out of those boundaries so we can all cheer you on and tell you how amazing you're doing. Because you are. If you're here, you have that desire, you're putting in the work, we want to show you how much we appreciate that. Don't forget to subscribe to the Networking Maverick YouTube channel. Ring that bell so you get all the recent notifications when we upload our next video. Go online to networkingmaverick.com. You can subscribe to the blog, the monthly newsletter where we're providing you value in your inbox. And also you can download the freebie Networking Maverick Pocket Guide to help you prepare for these events and build your confidence. If you think you have what it takes to be a networking maven and help others in the Networking Maverick community, go to networkingmaverick.com and go to Be Featured to fill out the Networking Mavens questionnaire. Once you do this, we'll review it, let you know if we're going to feature you in the blog, newsletter, social media. And if we do think you have what it takes, we'll let you know that you're going to be set up with a one-to-one interview with me, yours truly, the Networking Maverick, so we can add value and provide that e-mentorship to the entire community. That's all we have for this week. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time. Until then, Networking Maverick out. Happy connecting.